Breaking news, guys. Aaron Shoup has been dropped from the Bulldogs. What are your thoughts? I thought it was a great centre.
It's great, really good centre. We have some great ones coming up, and I think if he is going to be released, I guess they're telling us, that Skelton and Alamotti are the next big thing, and they, respect to them they are. But Shoup was like so good on defense, especially like no center could really get past him easy. So, and all the fans love him.
Yeah.
So it hurts to hear this.
It's broken my heart. He's had the greatest year. Makes no sense. You have to give a reason to the fans at least.
Yeah.
Because you watch him all year, he put his heart on his sleeve. We didn't have the best season, but he played out of his skin.
He was a highlight. And before you say it, because I know your boys are going to try to mock me, but he did sit down Joseph Manu in that game against the Roosters, and that's a tough ask. You see, like, Manu kills it every game. Even at fullback, he kills it. And, like, I don't know what the Bulldogs are thinking. Even if they've got two young guns coming through, what if one of them does their ACL? What are you going to do now? Like, I just think it's a very dumb decision. There's got to be more to the story.
Yeah, like you said before, Fred, Corey Allen, Brandon Burns, great players. But who do you choose?
Yeah, if the reason for it is getting more space in the top 30, I feel like it's an absolute joke that we let him go instead of, like, I would rather pay the full contract of Corey Allen for him to go somewhere else than let go of Aaron Shoup. But I don't think it's that reason. I read a report saying that it was to, free up space in the top 30. It can't be that. It just doesn't make sense. The Titans the Titans definitely would have had to have offered him a lot of money. And a team with that many defensive issues, if we look for an instant impact, that's someone that will make one. So I can totally see a scenario where they paid him a lot of money and the Dogs are like, take it, bro.
Samoa V Tonga. Samoa won. We called it. We copped a lot of hate for saying, well, I copped a lot of hate because it was taken out of context what I was saying, but I was just saying that the nations, the Pacific Islander nations, they support each other. They support the people. They support the country and the fact that they're all playing sport at a high level. I wasn't literally saying Tonga will cheer when Samoa scores, but now we're cheering because we tipped Samoa and they killed us. So shout out to the 685. Fred, what were your thoughts?
Listen, I picked Samoa by 8. It was close. If Tonga didn't score that crazy try with 10 to go, it would have been right. But I don't know. I just trusted the Samoa spine more, and they delivered. And now they have England, but that's a story for another day. I feel like they'll do better than they did last time.
I think that was the game of the World Cup so far. Do you think any game will top that?
Australia and New Zealand's going to be crazy.
Yeah. If it becomes a blowout, then I don't know.
No blowout will beat that. But right now, Australia versus England, if that's the potential final, I feel like we could be seeing the best game of the tournament in the grand final. The two form teams that just seem to be pumping everyone.
Do you see England as a threat to Australia?
Personally, no. But I see them as a much bigger threat than they did before the competition started.
But for me, I think Samoa are really just sliding under the radar. Really, like, I don't know. No one's saying they're going to win it, but at the same time, they have the players to win it.
Yeah, I agree because even after they got smashed by England, that was when I made my video about Samoa, going forward, and everyone's like, nah, no chance. And look what they've done. I feel like they've really kicked into gear. And I'm not going to say they're going to win the whole thing, but I think they've got a chance.
Yeah, like their roster's insane. I put them 13 plus to beat England in the first game, and it's over in like 10 minutes. But they have the personnel to do it. It's just the chemistry. Like a lot of the Samoa fans were saying, they never got a trial game. I think that was pretty evident. Let's see how they go this time around.
Keen for it. Lebanon go down to Australia. Obviously, we got some Lebanese in us. Pretty sad, but obviously fantastic for the country, for the nation to get that far. What were your thoughts on Lebanon, like, in general?
I was so happy with how they played. And a lot of the players are pretty young. And I feel like it's just, we've got a foundation for future tournaments. And with Alex Twal and not being there, I think that'll be a big boost for that. Forward pack was just a little bit like...
Yeah, around the middle.
Yeah. And that's the weak part of our game, I think. So having 12 back there will give us a lot more in the middle of the park. And that's the most important place, to be honest.
Yeah.
They definitely did us proud. 100%.
Yeah. All right, guys. Now let's talk about New Zealand. They're going to face Australia in the semi-final, but they only beat Fiji by 6 points. And look, Fiji didn't look too sharp this tournament up until that last game, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on New Zealand?
Again, roster's crazy, but like you have to play a near perfect game to beat Australia. I don't know if anyone's expecting that. They just seem to make a lot of errors, and like Australia just is so clinical. If you give them a little whiff, they're gonna take that opportunity. So I'm not writing off New Zealand. Like they can seriously, like, if especially with Joey Manu, if he's on, everybody else seems to click into gear. But they can't play like they did against Fiji.
Right, because if they come out and don't play that first 20 minutes, I feel the game's over. They have to be there that first minute, and if they're not there, it could be a blowout.
Yeah, I think it could be a blowout, honestly. If Australia turn up, each and every single one of them, I think I think they're way too good.
Yeah.
Fred, we know you love your NBA. The Lakers, they've had such a shocking start. What's happening?
They need more shooters, not less shooters, but they seem to not want to keep the good shooters that we had last season. And we only had a few last season, but look, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Moving Russ to the bench has definitely helped us a lot, but there's not enough spacing for us to really attack the paint, which is the strong part for our strength, you know. We want to get buckets on the inside, and everybody's packing the inside because we've got no one to really shoot. So I'm hoping they make some trades, but, you know, we'll be all right, hopefully.
You reckon they'll go towards the end of the season?
I'm just hoping like we can make the play-in or the playoffs at least, because we don't have a pick. Our pick goes to the Pelicans, and they're going to be good this year. So it'd be wise to try and make the most of this window while we have it.
Do you think the Lakers need to sign a few young players? For example, like you look at the Warriors, they had Jordan Poole last year. Helps them out big time in those games where Curry wasn't there. Do you think the Lakers are missing that?
They do, because like we were the oldest team in the league last year, but we let go of Taylor Horton-Tucker, who had potential. He was only 18, 19. Lonnie Walker is a good young player that we pinched from the Spurs. He had a lot of injury troubles coming into like this season, but man, he's been one of our best players. Probably been our best shooter this year, but that's still not pretty good. But you know, if we can find more players like Lonnie, go for him.
100%.
What are your thoughts on the Kyrie Irving situation?
Oh gosh, that's look, I don't actually think he meant it in a derogatory or like, you know, disrespectful way. But you know, as a brand, you don't really want to have that controversy in your around your camp. You know, they have to do something to discipline him. But then again, you know, Amazon selling the book or movie, that's about it. You know, I don't think he was talking about I think he was mostly talking about the African American part than the Jewish part. But you know, you don't want negative rap coming your way, so they had to do something.
But I think as an athlete, like, you should know by now that you can have opinions, but you know what social media is these days. You don't need to post it online because you know the backlash.
100%. You just always got to just keep your nose out of some sensitive subjects. But, you know, Kyrie seems to be a magnet for bad publicity. And that's the baggage you get with Kyrie. You get an unbelievable ball player, but with a ton of baggage.
Yeah. Fred, what are your thoughts on the EPL?
It's been crazy, eh? A lot of money was thrown in the off-season by even the small clubs like Nottingham Forest, and there's been some crazy games like Leeds and Bournemouth was probably the game of the season. Maybe Newcastle City was up there too, but you know, it's been a great. I'm a massive Ronaldo fan. I think he didn't want to be there to start the season, and I don't think he wants to be there now. It just depends on whether someone is willing to pay his crazy wages. You know, like obviously, I want to see him return to Sporting Lisbon, but I don't think that he will because there's a large bill to pay with that. I just hope he finds form, especially in this World Cup. That's what everyone wants to see him perform there.
I feel like the World Cup can make or break him. Obviously, he's like probably go down as the greatest or one of. But in terms of making or breaking him for the end of his career, I feel like if he has a crazy World Cup, he'll come back to United and hopefully they'll pick up form and he'll show the way. But if he has a shocker, it might ruin him mentally. And United season could go even worse. What do you think, Josh?
I think that, like I said before, the fairy tale finish everyone wants to see, I don't think it will happen. But I think it would be devastating if he does leave Man United and doesn't finish his career there. So,
I actually agree, Norman. I think that Ronaldo and the person he is, I think they will be very, very motivated if he does really well at the World Cup, and it's just he's going to be flabbergasted if
Yeah.
I said that, flabbergasted. He'll be distraught that that if they get out early or they don't do well,
Yeah.
he could end up going somewhere like MLS, and which will probably pay big money. So we'll see.
well, Newcastle, sitting in third, must be proud. If they hold this form, do you reckon they can win this league?
Well, I don't think they can win the league this year. I think but we've been doing this with, St. Maximin and Isak injured. Who knows what we can do when they come back. But it's just been amazing to see them. Like, every single player puts in 110%. Like, they press so aggressively. They just never give up. And the real story for me is Miguel Almiron. Seeing Miggy going crazy, especially after what Grealish said in the offseason. I always like to harp on about that. And he's just in the form of his life right now. He couldn't finish. I can't say that joke, but he couldn't score goals very well before, and now all of a sudden he's just learned how to score. And confidence is a big thing, man. Miguel's super confident right now. I feel like he thinks every time he shoots the ball's going in. Look at Ronaldo. I just don't feel like that confidence is there. A lot of stuff happened over the last few months, and I'm hoping he can regain that confidence in the World Cup.
Hopefully. Speaking about the World Cup, straight off the bat, who's going to win? Take an early prediction, all of you.
Go for it. All right, beautiful. Look, I'm going for Portugal, but I think that Brazil's going to win. There's too much quality.
And I actually looked at the squad came out. I don't know if it was today, but I saw the squad come out, and that's too strong to lose. If they play to the best of their ability.
Yeah, they've got everything. They have so much depth, man.
Yeah, I'm going with Portugal. I actually wanted them to win. I believe they have a team to win the World Cup too. So, Norman?
Australia.
Serious?
No, I said France last time, and then having a look at the squad, I think Spain's going to shock a lot of people, but I definitely want Portugal to win as well. I'd put Brazil as my favourites though. Yep, but watch out for Spain. That's what I'm saying. All right, guys, the Socceroos, they named their squad. What are your thoughts? Start with you, Adrian.
Yeah, I was very surprised at a few that weren't selected, like Rogic, Azani. But I was very happy to see Gary Cool in there. I think he's up-and-coming superstar, and I think he's really going to make an impact in the World Cup.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I was actually disappointed not to see Trent Sainsbury there or Marco Tilio, Azani.
On Trent Sainsbury,
yeah.
You know how tough it would have been for Graham Arnold? I don't know if you know, but that's his son-in-law.
Oh,
wow.
That's his son-in-law.
Wow.
And Fox Sports interviewed him, and he's just, Graham Arnold said to him that it was tough, but I had to do what was best for the team and for Australia. So,
Well, didn't know that.
crazy, yeah. That was,
Yeah.
I
I was going to make a joke. But I will not.
No, but I think, hopefully they do well. Hopefully they make it out of the group stage. But it's hard to see.
Yeah, in a group, I feel like we can make it out of the group, but it is a strong group. Denmark are a very good team. I would like to have seen more youngsters get a go because, you want to sort of get them that experience that they can use in the next World Cup potentially. And I just don't feel like that's happening there.
Yeah. All in all, though, I'm still confident in the squad, and I think they'll get out of the group stage. I have a feeling that, everyone talks about the curse for the team who won the previous World Cup, and I just feel like if they can get a draw against France, I know it's tough, but if they can get a draw, then beat Tunisia, Tunisia, yeah, and then maybe draw against Denmark could get us there. Well, we'll see what happens.
Norman, Rugby Sevens, thoughts?
The Sevens boys, they played really well. Obviously, Rugby Union in Australia isn't doing too good, but the Sevens, they're really leading the way, so really proud of the team. Boys, T20 World Cup, do you think we can see India versus Pakistan again in the final?
Mate, if we do, I think the stadium's sold out, and I think the whole car park is going to be full of them because it's going to be one game you don't want to miss as well.
I'm excited, and I really hope it happens.
Yeah, same here. I feel like New Zealand have had a pretty good tournament though, so I can see them making the final against India. But I hope Pakistan get the job done, just so hopefully we see them up against India.
Yeah, for sure. Who am I? I played fullback, wing, center. I played for Broncos, Dragons, and Knights. I am
Tyrus
retired.
Boyd.
Bang!
Come
Bang!
on, boys, play for the team, bro. All right, Sports Shed boys. Start, bench, drop. Jerome Lai, Cody Walker, or Matt Burden.
I'll go first. Start Burden. Drop Cody Walker. And bench Law.
Yeah. Start Burden, bench Luai, drop Cody Walker.
I'd start Burden. Yeah, I'd do the same thing, man.
Would you go with prime Billy Slater or prime Jared Hayne?
Oh, God. Like, if it's on one season, like, if we had to pick the best season from either player in terms of individual performances, it's very hard to pick. I think we just got to go Hayne. I'd actually go Hayne. That 09 season is just a cheat code. Billy Slater's obviously the better fullback, but if we're just picking one individual season, like, Jared Hayne is one of the best, if not the best.
If we're going for the full career, Slater, if we're going for one season, Jared Hayne. Guys, if you had to pick one player to play in their prime for one season, who would it be between Robbie Farah and Michael Ennis?
That's actually tough. I'm probably going to go Robbie. I think Robbie just give him a little bit of an edge.
I'll easily go Robbie.
I don't know. I think I'd go Innes.
Ennis was,
I think he's just a different, Innes the Menace. Mate.
hey, he made Hindmarsh punch him. I never seen Hindmarsh be angry in my life except for Mick Ennis.
The way he knew how to play the game down to people's skin. As a footballer, he's just unbelievable wherever he went.
Which year were you more confident in the Dogs winning the comp, 2012 or 2014, and why?
2012 by country mile. 2014 we had the easiest. I thought we were going to get knocked out early, but we just had a super easy run to the finals. In my opinion, the grand final was Roosters Rabbits.
Yeah,
I just feel like we always beat Storm in that sort of, the mid 2010s. We just always beat the Storm, so we breezed through them easily. And had Penrith and Manly, Manly and Penrith in that order, but they weren't world beaters that year. They weren't the teams to beat. Souths and the Roosters were. And we
Yeah, 2 years prior when Melbourne did beat you guys, though, did you feel like you had the best chance? And why were you so confident that year?
Dude, I honestly thought we were gonna win that year because we just looked unstoppable and we were being led by probably the best player I've ever seen for like one season. I just didn't think we would lose, so that one stung a lot. I feel like we could have won if certain things didn't happen, like James Graham biting Billy Slater's ear off, and I think there was Ben Barber made a break, and we just got a really bad bounce. He kicked it. It's going to Josh Morris for all money, and it bounces up, and Billy Slater just hits it out. That one we had to capitalize on. By a country mile, I was way, way more confident in 2012.